is Ashna, and in this lesson, we're going to be learning about algebraic expressions. So, what is an algebraic expression? It's a mathematical expression that contains at least one variable. So, for example, x plus 2 is an algebraic expression. And in order to fully understand what this is, we need to know what a variable is. So a variable is a symbol, usually a letter, used to represent a quantity with an unknown value. So in the expression x plus 2, x is the variable. And all it is it's a letter that is representing something that we do not know. So it stands in place of another number. So in order to form an expression, there's two parts that we need. We need the variable, which is really important, and then we need a mathematical operation with a constant. And all that means is we need like addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, one of those four operations with a constant, and a constant is just a number that stands on its own. So it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to whatever number. So now we're gonna go ahead and see if you guys can classify whether these things, the following 5, are algebraic expressions or not, based on the definition that I gave you. So remember, it has to have a variable and another constant with a mathematical operation. So go ahead and pause the video, go through it, and see if you can do it, and then when we come back, we'll go over it. Okay, so hopefully you were able to figure out whether these were algebraic expressions or not. So let's look at the first one. First one is x plus 4. Well, we have our variable, we have our operation, which is addition, and we have our constant, which is 4. So we can classify this as yes, it is an algebraic expression. Next, we have 4 minus 2. Well, as you can see, there are no letters or variables in this, so it cannot be an algebraic expression. Next, we have 3y plus 4. Well, we have our variable y, and we have two numbers, 3 and 4, and we have two mathematical operations, multiplication and addition. So it is an algebraic expression. 2t minus 3. This is just like the previous question. We have our variable, we have subtraction, and we have 3, which is a constant. So it counts. It is an algebraic expression. So now we have 8 plus 2 minus 4 in parentheses. Well, these are all numbers, so it cannot be an algebraic expression. So remember, we have to have our variable in there. So now we're going to go over the parts of an algebraic expression. Here we have 6y plus 2. So in this expression, the 6y counts as its own term, which is added to 2. So terms are added or subtracted from each other. And as you can see, there is a constant, which is 6, multiplied to the y, but that is called the coefficient. The 6y is one term together, and the coefficient is just the number that's multiplied to the variable and it's put in front of it. So that would be the coefficient, and it would be in one term together, and the 2 would stand alone as its own term. And then we know that y is the variable. And lastly, we said that the 2 was a constant, which is the number that stands alone. So we have two terms in this one, a coefficient, a variable, and a constant. So let's try to form an algebraic expression. So this would be based on words that describe the expression you need to form. And here's what I mean by this. So if I say, okay, So now we're going to form algebraic expressions based on words that describe the expression we need to form. So this would mean I would be saying, oh, you have to add this to this. So we would have adding, subtracting, multiplication, and division. and you would need to know these 4 operations. So for example, if I say subtract 3 from A, all this means is I'm taking away 3 from A, so that means I'm doing A minus 3. If I was saying subtract A from 3, it would be 3 minus A. So notice the difference between those two. Okay, add 9 to R. All this is R plus 9, or 9 plus R. It's the same thing. And now multiply C times 7. Well, it would just be 7 times C, or 7C. For multiplication, we can just put it as 7C, because that just means that you're going to multiply them together. And remember, the 7 would be the coefficient there that you're going to be multiplying to the variable. So you can just add 7 as a coefficient to the variable, or you can just write 7 times C. Anything is fine. Okay, so you guys will now practice how to form algebraic expressions with these 3 examples. So please pause the video and we will go over them when we're back. Okay, so in the first example, we have subtract 21 from y. So we're taking away 21 from y, so it's y minus 21. Next one, multiply 9 to j. So either, remember I said you can put as a coefficient, so it's either 9j or 9 times j. Either one is correct. Next, we're doing add 2 to 4 times the quantity of x. Okay, now this may sound complicated, but it's actually very simple. So first, we're going to do 4 times the quantity of x. And all that means is we're doing 4 times x. So we're doing 4x, remember coefficient, 4x, and then you just have to add 2. So all it is 4x plus 2. Here, you're just doing 2 operations on it, but it's still an algebraic expression. Okay. So now we're going to try solving an expression when a value of the variable is given. Evaluate u plus 2. Well, if we don't have a value for u, we don't know what it is, so that would be impossible. But if I tell you u equals 6, so all you have to do is you start with u plus 2. Then you just put in a 6 where the u is, because I told you that u is 6. So then that would be u plus 2 is the same thing as 6 plus 2, and 6 plus 2 is 8. So the value of u plus 2 when u equals 6 is 8, and that's all it is. Let's try another one. Evaluate 4r plus 2. So I have to tell you the value of the variable, otherwise it's not possible. So r equals 5. So you start with 4r plus 2, the original expression, and then you just put in a 5 wherever r is. So it would be 4 times 5. Remember, the coefficient of 4 means you're multiplying r. So it'd be 4 times 5 plus 2. And then you would just do multiplication first. So 20 plus 2, which is 22. So 4r plus 2 when r equals 5 is 22. So now you guys can go ahead and try this example. So you have to figure out y minus 10 when y equals 17. So pause the video and do the same steps we did in the previous 2 examples, and we'll go over it when we come back. Okay, so hopefully you were able to do this one. So you start with y minus 10, and then you just put in 17 where y is. So 17 minus 10 equals 7, and that's all. Okay, now we have to evaluate 2a plus 3b. Well, here, there's 2 variables, a and b. So I have to give you the value of 2 variables. So if I say that a equals 1 and b equals 4, you have to put those in. So try to pause the video, please, and see if you can do this one, and then we'll go over it. Okay, so here we start with 2a plus 3b, and you're just doing the same steps. Even those 2 variables, you put in a 1 where a is and a 4 where b is. So it'd be 2 times 1 plus 3 times 4. And that is, you do the multiplication, you get 2 plus 12 equals 14. And that's your final answer for 2a plus 3b. So that's the end of this lesson. Make sure to check out the presentation to find some fun games to practice your new skills. I hope this made sense and that you know what algebraic expressions are. And thanks for watching.